And if there is an initial marker that I always look for with people having quicker success in the fitness industry, it's what was your network like prior to being in the fitness industry. It's not to say that without having a network you can't be successful, because you can 100% build a network once you get into it. But if you've already got a network of people who you think you could tap into, it just makes it a lot more seamless. And once you've got 5 or 6 clients, then the referrals can start coming in. So have you found that pretty much all of your clients have come through referrals?
Half of them, and then mainly just me friends and stuff. Like, I've always like videoed myself in the gym just for progress purposes, and then sometimes like I'll just stick it on my Instagram or something. Then people have replied being like, "Oh, I wish you would train me," or "Oh, wish you would do this," and then I would always say, "Oh, come with us," and then they're like, "Oh, well, actually, like I've hurt my shoulder, but I will come to you," and then I've been like, "Well, I can help you now, like with your shoulder, come and see us."
Yeah, no, it's interesting that you kind of taken that, because like when we ask people why they get into the fitness industry, there's always different answers, isn't there? But it always usually comes down to you want to fill the gap in the market that you saw.
Yeah, so it's almost like an entrepreneurial reason. Like most people that become personal trainers, or they do it because, you know, they kind of like they just want to spend time on the gym floor, this and that. Whereas you've actually seen a gap in the market. You've realised you've got a network that's going to bring you readily available clients, and kind of then went for it for them sort of reasons. Which, like, with what we do, like got quite a lot of respect for that, you know, and like seeing where the opportunity is and then going for it. But I think you've told me that you've got like links with like football clubs and stuff as well, which again is just kind of tapping into each different network source that you've got, and like you have been flying really since October.
Yeah, how many massages are you doing, did you say?
I had an offer on when I first started. I was just doing them for £10. And honestly, I did 48 in 1 week once.
Really?
It was crazy.
Heavy on the elbows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it was good because I was kind of debating it, like, because it is cheap, but like everyone rebooked back in. So then it reassured me, like, I knew I was doing it. And people would book in for the half an hour session, but if they had knots and stuff, I wouldn't let them go until I was getting it out. So it was longer than what it was, but then I knew, right, okay, we've like sorted that out.
Yeah.
And then they're going to come back to you.
Well, I think that attention to detail has a positive impact on your business in the long term. I think anybody who's unwilling to do that sort of thing, where they won't do more than what they're paid for, it's kind of like, that's how you build a client base, and it's no surprise that those people will be booking back in, because they feel like they've had amazing value, and then getting them through the door with an introductory offer. I think sometimes it kind of gets looked down on, especially with personal trainers, but it's only because people are worried that they're going to be undercutting them. But I think getting people in when you're new to the industry and just showing what you're capable of, and then, you know, out of those 48 in a week, which is crazy, I mean, even if half of them book back in but they're paying twice as much, you're making the same, doing half the thing with people who you wouldn't have had access to potentially if you hadn't have enticed them in with that offer. So I think that's really smart.
And then like 9 out of 10 of them weren't actually paying us £10 as well. They were paying us more, and had someone give us £60, and he was like, I pay this what I would have paid anyway. Now my hourly, what I charge is £40, so it's not even what he was paying.
Yeah, it's almost like you've got a background in finance and accounting.
I love maths.
Yeah, you love it, don't you? You're like, right, do you feel like that's helped, though? Do you feel like that's helped from one of the hard things with personal training, and this is a generalization, but I don't mind making them. Not everybody who gets into the fitness industry comes from a different industry. They don't always come from academia. Let's just say people who get into the fitness industry. Joe will testify. No, but what I'm saying is that sometimes they can find the business aspect of it, the managing their money and understanding how that works, to be a difficult aspect, and that can be one of the reasons. Me and Joe spoke with this on a podcast previously. That can be one of the reasons that people crash and burn out of the industry, because they haven't been able to manage their money in an efficient way, because they've either went from a full-time salary where you're just paid at the end of each month, and now their money comes in a manner which is harder to manage. So do you feel like your background's going to be an advantage to you?
Definitely. Well, obviously when you're doing your expenses and when you're claiming your tax and everything, it's all what I do now for the businesses that I work for. And then in terms of like my overheads, you know, I've got like the towels, the oils, then I've paid for my course monthly, so I know exactly how many people I need to get to make sure that I pay for the course as well. So
yeah, I think the on that side of it, obviously it's been a natural progression for you, but like sometimes you do just have to learn sort of on the job with that stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, for personal trainers, one of the big things is obviously they're paid in block bookings. I don't know if you're doing block bookings.
I have got that offer, yeah. I've got a couple who've done it, but for some reason people are just happy paying as you go. And I'm saying to people, like, you get one free, you know, if you book the thing. But because I've got some people who come weekly.
Yeah.
But they're happy just paying as you go.
Yeah.
I suppose then you get more for that session or like whatever. If you
it does mean that I'm getting it, but then I feel bad really because obviously that offer is there.
Yeah. I guess for some people as well, that it's better for you from a cash flow perspective. One of the things with personal training is that obviously usually people are paid in kind of integers of 10 or 5 for their sessions. So it'll be like 5 sessions or 10 sessions or 15 or 20, but that doesn't match up monthly. So if someone's paid 10 for 10 sessions, they do 2 a week. Yeah, they might pay in January. Yeah, they'll pay in February. Yeah, they'll pay in March. But then they won't pay in April. They'll pay in May just because it's 5 weeks, 5 weeks, 5 weeks, and that can be difficult for some personal trainers because they kind of see it as a monthly thing.
I always tell people to do it monthly, like how many sessions they're going to do per week, like and get an agreement in place for them to actually like carry it out. Because you find that like if someone bought 10 sessions off you, for example, they could make that last a year. Like there's no time scale on that, you know. So I think probably are better off doing either your single sessions or like putting in a time frame when they can